So welcome back. Now we will going to discuss in this video the India's share in the world trade. Okay, so India's share in the world trade in terms of the export and the import. As far as the India's export and import is concerned, though the India is one of the larger country in the world, but in terms of its share in the export is not very much significant. Okay, it was in the year 1948 it was 2.2%. In the year 1980 it declined to 0.42%. Then in the year 2000 it was 0.72%. In the year 2003 it improves to a lot, to a certain extent, it is 1.3%. And in the year 2011 it was 1.7%. Okay, the recent data shows that at present the India's export in the world total world export is 1.67%. Okay, so as far as the total export is concerned, the share of the India is around 1.7%. Okay, and if we are talking about the India's import was in the beginning was India's import percentage in the beginning was very high. It was because of the capital goods, equipments import, as well as at the time when India was independent, India used to depend to the different countries for its food item requirements also. Okay, but after the Green Revolution, India became quite self-sufficient in terms of fulfilling its food requirement. Okay, so at that time, the India's import in the total world import was 3.1%. Okay, it declined in the year 1973, 0.5%. Then in the year 2002, it is 0.9%, and in the year 2011, it is 2.2%, and it is in between. The recent data also shows it is in between 2.2% and 2.2 and 2.3%. Okay. Now we will say what are the items basically which are exported by India and which are imported by India. It means the composition of India's foreign trade. Here we will discuss first the items of import, main items of import. So if we will see here, the main item of import is the petroleum products. Okay, so India basically import a lot of crude oil from the Gulf countries and the other countries also. Okay, so petroleum product is the first item which is imported considerable extent from India. If you could see the total percentage of India's import, the percentage of the petroleum product is around more than 20%. Okay. Then the second one is there the capital goods. These capital goods are also imported. These capital goods are comprised of basically the machineries which are imported for the sake of further development. Then the next item of import is the fertilizers and pesticides. The fertilizers and pesticides, these were more imported earlier, but now India's dependence on these fertilizers and pesticides is also declined. Okay. Then the iron is the next item. Then the edible oil. India depends on edible oil from other countries. Okay. Basically, there the palm oil. The next one is there the pearls and the gems. Pearls and gems. Basically, India imports the pearls and the gems, raw gems. Okay, which are further processed, and then India's export the processed gems and the ornaments to the world. Okay, so India basically imports the pearls as well as the raw gems. And after that, the next one is there the gold and silver. The gold and silver is one of the important item of import of India. If we will see the first, in the case of the percentage wise, the quantity of percentage wise import, the first is the position of the petroleum product. The second is the position of the capital goods. The third is the position of the gold and silver, and the fourth one is the fertilizers and pesticides. Now exported by India. So India used to, after independence, India used to export basically the traditional items and the agricultural produce. Traditional items or agricultural produce basically, agricultural products basically, the agricultural goods, okay, tea, coffee, and different types of masalas which are used, which are called the garam masala. These are sold by India or exported by India. Okay. Now, see what are the main items of India's export. The first one over there is jute and the products which are manufactured by the jute. Jute made goods. Then the tea, coffee. These are the primary items of India's export. Garments, especially the ready-made garments, of which we can say the stitched garments are exported. The chemicals are also exported. Similarly, the gems and ornaments. As I said earlier, that the gems are purchased, the raw gems are purchased. These are then it's on this the processing is done, and after the processing, the finished gems or the more gems as well as the ornaments are exported. Similarly, the engineering goods are also the part of the export goods of India. Then the pharmaceutical products, the medicines, various types of the medicines are also exported. Now, the most important thing nowadays is the IT sector, and IT sector and IT enabled services are also exported, or which we can say here the softwares are produced and softwares which are developed in India are also exported. Similarly, the one of the items is the automobile. There is a new India automobile industry in India, and these automobiles are also exported. So these are the items which are exported from India. As far as these items are concerned, what are the, if we see the trends of decline in the imports as well as the decline in the export. So as far as the decline in imports is concerned, there is the chemical and the fertilizers are now imported less. Similarly, the edible goods. Earlier we used to depend for the rice, wheat, the pulses, and the milk products or milk additives and the milk product from the other countries. Now, India basically have the sufficient resources to fulfill its requirement. So these items import has declined. But if we are saying that increase in the import, so the increase of the import is more of the petroleum products or the crude oils. Okay, so increase is there of the petroleum products or the crude oil. Now we will see the export. Basically, the export of the agricultural goods are declining. Okay, and similarly the conventional goods. The conventional goods we can say is jute and jute-made products. Similarly, the cotton, and these products exports have been declining. And if you will see the increase in the export of India, so the import of the export of India in terms of the IT and IT enabled services, okay, we can say the software's export has increasing day by day. Similarly, we are also selling more engineering goods to the other country, as well as the gems export is also increasing. So this is overall the structure or the composition of the India's export as well as import. Okay. Now we will discuss the what are the countries or where India export and from where the India import. Thank you. So now we will see the direction of the foreign trade. Foreign trade's direction in terms of import as well as export. Where the India export the goods and from where the India imports the goods. So as far as this table is concerned, we will see India's import. Here we are showing the data of the two 1990, 91 and the 2013 and 14. Okay. So here the import is basically India's more in terms of OECD, that is Organization of the Economic Cooperation. countries which are involved in the Organization of Economic Cooperation are the France, Germany, Belarus, UK and other European countries. Okay, so here India's import is more. From here the India import more goods. Okay, then the next comes to the oil and Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, that is the OPEC countries. Okay, so from OPEC countries again India used to import more, that is 16.3% in the year 1990-91, but now the percentage has declined. It is 1.7% in 2013 and 14. Okay, India's import from the Eastern European countries also increased. Eastern European countries basically here the Russia also comes. So here the India's import increased. It was earlier 7.8%. Now in the year 2013 and 14 it is 32.22%. Similarly, from the developing countries again the percentage has declined. It was in the year 1990 18.6%. In the 13-14 it is 1.0%, and from the other countries it has increased from 13.3% to 32.5%. Okay, so this is the overall scenario of the import. Now if we talk about the direction of export, so direction of export is also seen from the same point of view. To the OECD countries, India's export was more in 1991, that is 53.5%. But now it is 34.8% in the 2013 and 14. In the OPEC countries, again the percentage has increased, that is 19.4%. Similarly, from the Eastern European countries, the export has declined, that is 17.9%, which was in the 1990-91. Now it is 1.2%. From the developing countries, basically the percentage has increased. Okay, other developing countries, that is percentage has increased, that is it was 16.8% in the year 1991. Now it is in the year 2013 and 14 it is 41.5%. Okay, and other countries it is declining at 3.2%. So this is the overall case of India's export and import, or we can say the direction of India's export and import. Okay. So India's export and import is more prominently from the Organization of Economic Cooperation, that is OECD countries and the OPEC countries. Okay, now we will see what are the main features of India's foreign trade. So increase in the total value. The total value has increased considerably. Similarly, there is an increase in the import percentage has increased. Similarly, the increase in the export is also there. If we talk about the increase in the GDP, there is also the considerable increase in the GDP. The share of foreign trade in the GDP is also increased. It is more than 52%. Okay. If we talk about the percentage of world trade, so it is around 1.67% or 1.7%. Okay. But if you will see, so these are the trend that India is also exporting to the other country. But again, we will say India suffers with the problem of the adverse balance of payment position. Okay, there is a maximum time we find the adverse balance of payment position. Okay, or we can say that there is a import value is more as compared to the export value. Okay. Similarly, there are the changes which are taking place in the items of the import. Now, India is importing more of the petroleum products. Okay. Similarly, the gems and the other things, gems and pearls and the other things. Okay. Capital goods import has declined. Similarly, we talk about the changes in the export. So export is also changing. Now India is replacing its traditional goods or conventional goods as well as the agricultural goods now with the softwares as well as the ready-made garments. Similarly, ornaments and the softwares are also exported. Now, if we will see the maximum trade, India's foreign trade takes place via the sea route, and there is a strict control of the government over the export and the import. So, government basically formulates the export and the import policy, the exit policy, and via that it controls its activity. Whereas, if you will see, there is always the efforts of the government, that is on the export promotion, to promote more and more export of India, as well as to substitute the import. Okay, so export promotion and import substitution is the main effort of the government, whereby India is considering in terms of the foreign trade. Okay, so this is the overall chapter where we have seen the composition as well as the direction of India's import as well as the export. Okay, so this is our second topic under the third unit. Now we will discuss the next aspect, that is the balance of payment position, which is the third chapter of the third unit. Thank you.